العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين، سيدي وحبيبي ونور قلبي وقمر فؤادي، طب القلوب ودوائها وعافية الأبدان وشفائها ونور الأبصار وضيائها أبو القاسم محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. صلى الله عليك يا رسول الله، صلى الله عليك يا نبي الله، صلى الله عليك وعلى أهل بيتك الميامين. فاز من اعتصم بكم وأمن من لجأ إليكم. يا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله، السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله، السلام عليك وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعله الله آخر الأمر مني بزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. صلوات قال الله العلي العظيم في كتابه الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولا تحسبن الذين قتلوا في سبيل الله أمواتا بل أحياء عند ربهم يرزقون فرحين بما آتاهم الله من فضله ويستبشرون بالذين لم يلحقوا بهم ألا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون. صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون. Before we proceed to the Masa'ib, I have two questions I want to present and then quickly answer. Because these questions, they normally come in the majalis. Sometimes special our youth, they do questions. And they need to be answered. The first question is, we all know, with no exception, that Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he knew he will be killed. On the day he was born, and he was infant, Rasulullah walks in. He was given Hussein. The Prophet looked at him and he started crying. Imam Hussein alayhi salam is the only person on his birthday everybody's crying. Allahu Akbar. And our families, when we are given a baby, we're all smiling, we're all happy, except Hussein alayhi salam. On the day he was born, Rasulullah, when he was given Imam Hussein, he looked at him and he started crying. Then Zahra alayhi salam, she asked, Ya Rasulullah, mimma buka'u, innahu walid as-sa'a. Why are you crying? He was just born. Allahu Akbar. Rasulullah said, Ya Zahra, al-an nazala alayya Jibreel. Jibreel just came to me right now. What is it? He came to congratulate you? No, Ya Rasulullah. He came to give the condolences for the birth of Hussein? No. I said, for what will happen on Hussein on the day of ASHURA. Allahu Akbar. Rasulullah cried. Zahra, she asked Rasulullah, Ya Rasulullah, will you live to see that day? Rasulullah said, no, Ya Zahra, I will live to see that day. She asked, Ya Rasulullah, Awa Aliyun yara dhalika al-yawm. Would Imam Ali live long to see that day? He said, no, Ya Rasulullah, no. Then she asked another question. Ya Rasulullah, Awa Aishu li ara dhalika al-yawm. I, the mother, will I live to see that day? Then Rasulullah said, no, Ya Zahra. Then she asked her, how Al-Hasan yara dhalika al-yawm. Would Al-Hasan would see that day? He said, no. Then Zahra asked, Ya Rasulullah, then who will be with Hussein on that day? Who will cry for him on that day, Ya Rasulullah? Then Rasulullah said to Zahra, Ya Zahra, inna Allah khalaqa lil Husayn muhabbin. Allah has created people who love him. They will cry on him and for him until the day of judgment. Allahu Akbar. There is Rasulullah on the day of ASHURA, on the day of the birth of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Rasul cried on that day. Imam Ali and Zahra, they all cried. And they all knew what will happen to Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Right? Imam Ali knew that. Imam Hassan knew. Imam Hussein knew. But why did he go to Karbala anyway? If he knew he will be killed. You and I, when we know there is a danger on a way, do you go that way? If you know there is a danger on this path, something might happen to me, I might lose my life, I might get hurt, you're not going that way. Right? Just to protect and save your life. Now, if Imam Hussein knew that he will be killed, what did he do? Right? Now you have this question on YouTube. People ask, and they even come with an ayah from the Quran. They added to it that Allah stated in the Quran, وَلَا تُلْكُوا بِأَيْدِيكُمْ إِلَى التَّهْلُكَةِ. Don't put yourself in danger. Allah said in the Quran, don't put yourself in danger. If you know there is a danger, don't go there. Why did Imam Hussein go? That is question number one. Question number two. Now, if Imam Hussein decided to go, for any reason, why does he have to take his wife and the children? Why didn't he go by himself? Why should he take women and children, including an infant, to go to Karbala when he knew there is a danger? Why would he do that? These are two questions that I want us today on the day of ASHURA, at least to learn something from the teachers of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Number one, the first question about if he knew, why did he go? Right? Now, I'll answer you from the Islamic point of view. In fiqh, our Islamic fiqh, they say, if a person lives in a city or in a community where that community needed his leadership, now listen carefully, there is a need for you or me to lead that community, right? And there's nobody else who is qualified to lead the community, right? That is one. Number two, then they ask you to lead. There's a need, they ask for you to lead, right? That's number two. Number three, the person they ask, he or she qualifies for leadership. Now you know what the ruling of Islam on that? It's wajib shar'i upon that person to lead, no matter what the situation is.
Three things. If there is a need in that community, then there is a request from the people for him to lead. Three, he meet all the conditions, then it is wajib upon the person to lead, even if it's going to cost his life. Why? Because if he did not lead, and somebody took lead who is not qualified, and he misguide people, the person who is qualified is responsible in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now you understand, if Imam Hussein didn't go, and somebody took that position and became the leader and misguide people, Yawm al-Qiyamah, Imam Hussein will be responsible in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is one of the reasons why Imam Hussein have to go. Because it's a wadhifa shar'i, it's his Islamic duty to go to Karbala despite the fact that he knew he wouldn't go. That is answer number one. Number two, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And the battle of Uhud, when he went with the companions, including Hamza, didn't he knew that he might be killed? Hamza alayhi salam, when he went there, when they were going to the battlefield, they know they might be killed in that battle. Yes, they knew. But why did they go? Because it's a wajib shar'i to defend Islam when Islam is in. Everything is important in life, right? But when it comes to life, then that life is more important than anything, right? But Islam is more important than our lives. You understand? If everything is in danger and your life is in danger, Islam says your life comes first, not the other things. Now, if your life is in danger and Islam is in danger, Islam said, then at that moment, Islam becomes the priority. And that is why Imam said on the day of ASHURA, إِن لَمْ يَسْتَقِمْ دِينَ مُحَمَّدٍ إِلَّا بِدَمِي فَيَاسُيُ فَقْضِي. He said, if the religion of Islam is incomplete and is in need of my blood, I said, oh, the swords come and take me. Because Islam knew that Islam ruling is the life is important, but not when it's compared to the Islam. Because Islam is more important than it. Right? That is number two. Now let me come to number two. The question number two. Why did Imam Hussein take the children? And especially when he was going to Karbala. Ibn Abbas came and he said to him, Ya Hussein, I urge you don't go to Karbala. And if you have to go, I want you to leave the women. And in case you want to listen to me, Ibn Abbas told Imam Hussein, I said, I will intervene. I will talk to Yazid so that you wouldn't be killed. Stay here. Imam Hussein said, no, I will go. Then Ibn Abbas said, Ya Hussein, if you have to go, then leave the children. He said, no, I have to take them out. Why? Ya Hussein, if you know you will be killed, you know there will be a war, why do you have to take children? Why do you have to take women with you? Allahu Akbar. Now I'll give you two answers. One is from the Quran and one is from our lives. Number one, the answer of this, why does he have to take the children and women? The answer number one is a person who knows what they're doing. Right? They believe in what they're doing. Right? And they believe inside and outside for whatever they are doing, they will be willing to sacrifice everything, including their families. If a person doesn't believe in what he's doing, right, and there is a danger, that is when they put their family aside and they send some people to go and get killed. I'll tell you an example. When a country is in war, right, who do they send to the battle for? The other armies, right? But what do they keep their families? They send them outside the country, somewhere safe, so that their family will be protected. But the other innocent people, they send them so they get killed. Why? Because they don't believe in that themselves. But Imam Hussein said, I'm not going to keep my family away because I believe in my mission. And I believe that sacrificing my family and this is what pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is number one. Number two, from the Quranic point of view, to say that why did Imam Hussein took children? Allah told the Prophet, in danger, He said, take your dearest people to Mubahala. Remember the Quran in Mubahala? Mubahala is what? To send the punishment from Allah. It says that فَمَنْ حَاجَّكَ فِيهِ مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا جَاءَكَ مِنَ الْعِلْمِ فَقُلْ تَعَالَوْا نَدْعُ أَبْنَاءَنَا وَأَبْنَاءَكُمْ وَنِسَاءَنَا وَنِسَاءَكُمْ وَأَنفُسَنَا وَأَنفُسَكُمْ ثُمَّ نَبْتَهِلْ فَنَجْعَلْ لَعْنَةَ اللَّهِ عَلَى الْكَافِرِينَ. Right? La'na, they are going to curse. The punishment will be sent down. But Allah told Rasulullah, take first one, take children with you. Ya Allah, don't you know there's a danger there? Yes, I know, but take them with you. وَنِسَاءَنَا, take your women. Ya Allah, women. They're not supposed to be there. No. وَنِسَاءَنَا. And Allah even started with the children, and then the women, and then the men after that. You know why? To tell Rasulullah and all of us that, Ya Rasulullah, if you believe in this mission and you believe that you are on the right path, the best way to do is to bring your family and children to show the enemies of Allah and Islam that you believe in this mission and this mission is the truth. That is what Imam Hussein alayhi salam did. To tell the world that he is on the right path. The last thing, Imam Hussein took the children also to let the entire world know how worse Bani Umayyah could be. If he didn't take the children and he just took the men, how would we know how worse Bani Umayyah could be? Because taking the women and the children was the way for us to understand how worse Bani Umayyah could be. Because they don't spare even women or children or even infants for that matter. And that is why Imam Hussein took them with him so that the entire world could realize how bad Bani Umayyah was. Right? Up to here, let me take you to Karbala on the day of Ashura. When Imam Hussein alayhi salam, after the Fajr prayer, he divided his army into three. One group on the right side, and the one group on the left side, and one group in the middle. Allahu Akbar. And he gave the flag to his brother Abdul Abbas. He said, you be the carrier of the flag. And he said, the leader of the group on the right is on the way coming. He didn't mention who is the man. They were wearing, Ya Abdullah, who will be the leader of the right group on the right side? He said, the man will come. He's on the way. He hasn't got here yet. Allahu Akbar. A few minutes later, Habib showed up. He said, this is the man that I've been waiting for. He said, be on the leader of the right group. Allahu Akbar. Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he said to the enemies, I will not start war with you. I'm not here to war with you. He said, but I want to tell you. He said, انظروا غربا وشرقا. Look at east and west. هل تجدون ابن بنت نبي غيري? Would you find the grandson of the Prophet beside me? He said, in case you think I'm lying, Allahu Akbar, ask the companions who lived with the Prophet, who saw the Prophet. Ask them if they didn't hear from Rasulullah saying, Al-Hasan wal-Husayn, Sayyiday Shabab Ahl al-Jannah. I said, ask them, didn't they hear the Prophet said, Al-Hasan wal-Husayn imamani in qama aw qa'ada. He said, if in case you don't believe me, they will tell you that they heard from the Holy Prophet say this. Then Imam Hussein alayhi salam said to them, he said, in case you don't want me here, he said, allow me to go to other place in the world. I will leave your Iraq for you. I will go somewhere else. They said, no. As Imam Hussein was talking, Umar bin Sa'ad la'natullahi alayhi, he said, Ishhadu li inda al-amir anni awwal man rama ala al-Hussein wa hiya. He took his arrow out and he said to his people, I want you to bear witness that I am the first one I'm going to throw at Imam Hussein and his family. Allahu Akbar. Then that's what he did. He threw the arrow at Imam Hussein. Imam Hussein alayhi salam said to his companions, please don't revenge.
We still are brothers. We are not allowed to kill them. We are not allowed to fight them until they kill one of us. Allahu Akbar.
They are in this situation.
Then Hurr bin Yazid al-Rayahi came to Imam Hussein alayhi salam. He said, Ya Rasulullah, Ayyabna Rasulillah, al-Tarani min Tawb. Oh, the grandson of the Prophet, I'm the one who brought you all the way here. I'm the one who made it hard on you. Would you please find a way to forgive me? Look at Imam Hussein and Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. I say, Ya Hurr, in Tubtatab Allahu alayk. If you did ask for forgiveness, Allah will forgive you. Come in, Ya Hurr. Hurr bin Yazid al-Rayahi said to Imam Hussein, I say, Ya Ibn Rasulillah, I have one request from you. What is it? I said, I want to be the first one to be killed in this group. He said, I cannot forgive myself if I see anybody being killed. Well, I'm the one who brought you all the way to this place. Allahu Akbar. Imam Hussein alayhi salam said, you have that. Then he said to him, can you come down, Ya Hurr? Hurr said to Imam Hussein, Ya Abdullah, I do better on the horse. I can fight better if you allow me. Imam Hussein said, I allowed you. Go ahead, Ya Hurr. On the day of ASHURA, he was the first one to go to the battlefield. The narration said that he went to the battlefield and fought the enemies. He fought and killed so many of them until he was struck and he fell on the ground. And he said, Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. Imam Hussein alayhi salam rushed towards him. When he got to Hurr, Hurr was still breathing in his last moment. Imam Hussein sat next to him and he said to him, Wallahi ma akhta'at ummuka idh sammatka Hurra. Anta Hurrun fi dunya wal akhirah. I say, yes, your mom did not make a mistake when she named you Hurr. I say, you are a Hurr in this world. You are a free man in your thinking, in your decision. You are free in this world and the hereafter. After him, then Muslim bin Awsaja came out. Muslim bin Awsaja came and fought. The narration says he killed almost 25 men. And then they surrounded him. And they started throwing the arrows at him. After they threw arrows at him, he also fell on the ground. And he said, Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. Imam Hussein rushed with Habib ibn Mudahar. They went to Muslim bin Awsaja as he was laying on the ground in his last moment. And he said in a thin voice, Ya Aba Abdullah, am I accepted? Did I do enough to sacrifice my life for you? Allahu Akbar. Allah, look at these companions of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Even though he gave his life, but still he thinks he hasn't done enough. There is more for him to do. Then Imam Hussein said to him, Ya Muslim bin Awsaja, ni'ma rajul anta. You're a good man. You have sacrificed your life for the grandson of the Prophet. I said, I can't ask more than this, Ya Muslim. Then Habib ibn Mudahir asked him, I said, Ya Muslim, Abshur bil Jannah. I'm giving you good news about the heaven. But I have a question for you, Ya Muslim. Do you have anything you want me to do for you before you depart from this world? Muslim looked at him. With a very thin voice, he said, yes, I have one thing. So what is it that you have? I said, I want you to take care of Gharib al-Hussein alayhi salam. I said, that is all my request. If you are to do something, I said, take care of Hussein alayhi salam. Then Habib ibn Mudahar said, Wallahi la un'amanna alayk. I said, well, you just ask, I will make sure that it happens. I will sacrifice myself for Hussein alayhi salam. And then after that, another companion came, Allahu Akbar, and he's called Al-Ghulam al-Turki. You know, among the companions of Hussein, they all are dedicated. Ghulam al-Turki was a servant of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. He came and he said to Imam Hussein, Ya Aba Abdullah, would I be given permission to go and fight for you and sacrifice my life for you? Imam Hussein alayhi salam said, you don't have to do that, Ya Ghulam al-Turki. I said, I have the companions who came here to sacrifice and serve Islam. I said, why shouldn't I, when I saw those companions like Habib, like Zuhair,
And so the rest of them, why shouldn't I be like them? Allahu Akbar. Imam Hussein gave him permission. He went to the battlefield. He fought, and later on, he was struck. And as he was dying, every one of those companions, always before they died, they send their salam and salutation to their master. Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. Imam Hussein rushed towards Ghulam al-Turki. He picked him up, and Imam Hussein alayhi salam put his face on his face. Allahu Akbar. Now this Ghulam al-Turki opened his eyes, and he says, Man mithli wa khaddu ibn Rasulillahi ala khaddi. Who is he over there and anywhere in the world who had the grandson's face on his face like me? Allahu Akbar. Imam Hussein alayhi salam doesn't care whether you are an Arab or non-Arab. There is equality among the companions of Imam Hussein. Right? Even Ghulam al-Turki was there in the entire world. I said, what an honor for somebody like me to have Imam Hussein to put his face on my face. What an honor. Allahu Akbar. And then he passed. Then another companion came. And you know his name? John. He was an African. He was a slave. To whom? To Abu Dharr al-Ghafari. And he was sick in the first place. He came with Imam Hussein seeking for a shafa until they got to Karbala. When they got to Karbala, he saw the enemies of Ahlul Bayt were killing the Ahlul Bayt and the companions. He came to Imam Hussein alayhi salam and he said, Ya Ibn Rasulullah, I need a permission to go to the battlefield. Imam Hussein said to him, Ya John, you didn't come with us to fight. You came because you wanted to feel better. And I'm praying for your shifa, ya John. And listen to his answer to Imam Hussein. He said, Ya Ibn Rasulullah, when everything is fine, I follow you. But when your life is in danger, I shouldn't sacrifice for you. When everything was fine, I came for shifa, for cure and treatment. But now I saw your life is in danger. Why shouldn't I give my life for somebody like you? Ya Ibn Rasulullah. Imam Hussein alayhi salam said, Ya John, if you really have to, I permit you. Go ahead. He went to the battlefield. He also fought until he got killed. After he got killed, all the companions finished. Now, Imam Hussein was sitting on his horse. He was looking right and left. Now, not even single companion left. Then Imam Hussein started to call, Ya Muslim bin Awsaja, Ya Habib bin Mudahir, Ya Zuhair ibn al-Qayn. Aina antum? Where are you? Ma lakum la tujibuna li imamikum. Why didn't you respond to your imam? Am li'annahu farraqat ajsadikum bi ru'usikum. Is it because your head has been separated from your bodies? Then Imam Hussein went back and answered himself and he says, Bala. He said, yes, I know. If you were alive, you will not be quiet and silent from the call of your imam. Then Imam Hussein says, Hal min nasirin yansuruna, Hal min nasirin yansuruna, Am min mu'inin yu'inuna, Am min dhabin yadubbu an harami Rasulillah. Is there anybody to help us or support us? Then there was a man who was very sick in the tent. He looked and he said to Zainab, Ya Ammati Zainab, Nawlini asa, get me a walking stick. And he said to Zainab alayhi salam. Then Zainab asked him, Ya Ali, Zain al-Abidin, why do you want a walking stick? He said, so I can lean on to respond to the call of my father Hussein. Allahu Akbar. I said, you want to go there and do what? I said, I want to go and do qital and die in sacrifice of my father Hussein alayhi salam. Then Zainab alayhi salam says, Ya Ali, have you ever seen an aunt who sent his son to a battlefield where he knows you will kill? Allahu Akbar. Imam Hussein alayhi salam was standing. Imam Zain al-Abidin came with a walking stick. And you know, you have to understand here an Islamic ruling. Because when Imam Hussein said, Hal min nasirin yansuruna, If Imam Zayn al-Abidin didn't come, he will be sinner on the day of judgment, because it's a wajib shar'i upon everybody to sacrifice for the Imam of their time. That is why Imam Zayn al-Abidin came. When he came, then Imam Hussein saw her. I said, Irja' ya bunayya, go back. Go back. And here Imam Hussein was saying this so that the taklif al-shar'i will be lifted on Imam Zayn al-Abidin. He said, go back because I don't want you to be killed. Then the lineage of Imam or the Prophet will be ended in this war. So go back here, Zayn al-Abidin. Imam Zayn al-Abidin went back. Then at that time, Abbas said to his brothers, the three brothers that went with him, I said, please stand up and go and fight and sacrifice for Hussein alayhi salam. They all went and sacrificed and they all were killed. After that, one by one, the family, Ali al-Akbar went, Al-Qasim went, and then the turn came to Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas. When he heard the children were crying, Al-Atash, Al-Atash, we are thirsty, we are thirsty. He went to Imam Hussein alayhi salam. He says, Ya ibn Rasulillah, laka laharra qalbi. My heart is so hot. When I heard those children were crying, Al-Atash, can I get permission to go and get water for them? Imam Hussein said, go ahead, I permitted you. Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas got himself ready. He went to the battlefield. He went towards the river. He got to the river, and as thirsty as he was, he took the water to drink. He remembered Hussein alayhi salam. He says, I will not drink ya nafs min ba'd al-Hussein huni. I said, no, this nafs will not be satisfied with the water when the grandson of the Prophet is standing waiting and thirsty. He left the water, he filled the jar with the water, sticking to Sukaina and those children. On his way, the enemy surrounded him. Umar bin Sa'ad said, do not let the water get to the tent, because if the water gets to the tent, we will not be able to defeat Hussein. Then they surrounded Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas. Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas was fighting them left and right, and then one of them was hiding behind the palm tree. He came from the back of Hussein and the back of Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas. He struck the right arm of Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas. His right arm fell on the ground. Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas said, Wallahi in qata'tumu yamini, inni uhami abadan an dini, wa an imam sadiq al-yaqeen. He said, if you cut my right arm, I'm defending my religion and the true imam. After that, Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas continued. As he continued to fight, he saved the water with the left arm. Another man came, al-La'in. He then struck the left arm. The water was about to fall. Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas catch the water with his mouth. All his aim is to take the water to those children in the tent. Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, as he continued to fight, no left arm, no right arm to fight. But he was struggling to take the water to the children. And then the arrow came direct to the water. The water spilled. Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas, no water to take to the children, no right arm or left arm to fight. He was in the middle of the road. Then one sword came and struck on his forehead. Another arrow came and struck his chest. Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas lost the balance. He fell on the ground and he said, Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. Imam Hussein alayhi salam rushed towards him. When he got there, Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas was covered with the sand and blood. When Imam Hussein lifted him, he said, Ya hada, la taqtulni. Whoever you are, please don't kill me until my brother Hussein comes and say goodbye to me. Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he said to him, Ya Abu al-Fadl, I'm your brother Hussein, I'm your master. He then said to his master Hussein, Al-Wafayt, did I do my job of saving you, Ya Aba Abdullah? Imam Hussein alayhi salam said, Ni'ma al-Rajul anta wa ni'ma al-Akh anta. You are the great man, great brother. He then took his head and put on his thigh to comfort him in his last moment. Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas pulled his head off on the ground. The second time, the same thing. The third time, the same thing.
Imam Hussein alayhi salam asked him, Ya Abul Fadl al-Abbas, why don't you allow me to have your head on my thigh to comfort you in your last moment? Abul Fadl al-Abbas said, Ya Hussein, in few moments you also will be killed. Who will be there to comfort you in the last moment? Allahu Akbar. Imam Hussein alayhi salam said to him, Ya Abul Fadl al-Abbas, allow me to take you to the tent as I do with all the shuhada. He said, no, Ya Hussein, I don't want to go back to the tent. He said, why, Ya Abul Fadl? He said, I promised Sukaina a water, and I know she's waiting, and I don't want to go back, and I have no water for her. Allahu Akbar. Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he left Abul Fadl al-Abbas on his time, and Abul Fadl al-Abbas died. Now there is nobody but Hussein alayhi salam. Imam Hussein alayhi salam went back to the tent to say goodbye to his family. As Imam Hussein goodbye to the children, he sat on his horse to leave. Imam Hussein saw the horse is not moving. He looked on the ground. Guess who was there? Sukaina was hanging on the horse. Then she said to her father, Ya Hussein, Ya Baba, please, where are you going? He said, oh my God, Sukaina, I'm going to the battlefield. Then she asked, oh my father, why don't you send us back to the haram of our father, Rasulullah? Imam Hussein says, لو ترك الفتى لغطى. Had I have that choice, I would have taken you back to Medina as we came from. Imam Hussein alayhi salam wanted to leave, but she would not let him leave because she was so attached to Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Imam Hussein finally left as he went to the battlefield fighting those enemies. And Imam Hussein left one legacy to Zainab alayhi salam. He said to her, Ya Zainab, as long as you hear La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, that means I'm still alive. As long as you hear Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un, I'm still alive. And Zainab alayhi salam, she was in the tent listening to this. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, as Imam Hussein kept fighting. And then finally Imam Hussein came back to the tent to say the second goodbye, because Imam Hussein 3 times he said goodbye to the family. The second one he came, and the children and the women, they couldn't let Imam Hussein to leave. The third one, Imam Hussein said goodbye, and he went to the battlefield. As he continued to fight the enemies one by one, they realized that this is the son of Ali. This has the blood of Ali, and they could not defeat him unless they surrounded Imam Hussein alayhi salam. They circled Imam Hussein alayhi salam. They started throwing their arrows at him. One by one, they were attacking Imam Hussein alayhi salam. One arrow came straight on the forehead of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Imam Hussein pulled the arrow, and the blood started gushing on his face. Imam Hussein alayhi salam took the blood and wiped on his face. And he said, هَكَذَا أُرِيدُ أَنْ أَلْقَى جَدِّي رَسُولُ اللَّهِ. That is how I want to meet my grandfather Rasulullah. As Imam Hussein was wiping his blood, and arrows started coming from everybody, from everywhere. The narration said there was an arrows on the body of Imam Hussein, almost 1,000 arrows from the enemies. Now one of the arrows came and struck Imam Hussein on the ground. Imam Hussein was laying on the ground. The Shimr, la'natullahi alayhi, came closer. He was looking at Imam Hussein. Imam Hussein asked him, Ya Shimr, do you know who I am? He said, yes, I know who you are. Who am I? He said, you are Hussein. Your father is Ali, and your mother is Zahra, and your grandfather is Rasulullah. Then Imam Hussein alayhi salam said, if you know that this is who I am, why do you want to kill me? He said, I want to kill you because I was promised money and gold and jewelry, and that is why I'm going to kill you. He then came closer and he sat on the chest of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. The narration said that he turned Imam Hussein on his back, facing on the ground. He pulled his sword off, and then he put the sword on the neck of Hussein alayhi salam. He started cutting the head of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. And Imam Hussein was saying, Inna lillahi
لله وإنا إليه راجعون. اللهم احكم بيننا وبين قوم دعونا لينصرونا فخذلونا. Ya Allah, be a guide and judge between us and the people who brought us and they turn against us. And then he continued to cut the neck of Hussein, and then he cut the head and pull it up, and he says, this is the head of Hussein.